I'm Savannah Salgado, and I'm Luceño and Kauai. My vision was really blurry, and I couldn't stay awake. I was extremely thirsty, and I had thrush in my mouth. It's like a yeast infection, and I knew something was really, really wrong. And like if I sat down, I was going to sleep. So I was scared, especially because my vision was so blurry. I thought something was wrong with my glasses. And then my mom was like, your thirst, how you're so thirsty, I think you're diabetic. You need to go to the doctor. And that's when I came down to Indian Health.
In thinking back, what made this time so different?
I guess because of the thrush. That's what really made me scared and made me say, I need to go to the doctor, like right now. Because my tongue started feeling weird. I had some avocado, and then I had some pineapple, so I thought it was like the acid in what I was eating. But then it started getting worse, and then it got really bad where I couldn't even eat anything. So I knew what it was because my son had it when he was a baby, so I kind of knew that's what I had.
And in thinking back too, is there any family history of diabetes?
Oh yeah, really bad. My dad has diabetes. My grandma, my mom's side had it, and both of my grandparents on my dad's side had it. A lot of my uncles and aunts have it. So.
And did that ever worry you in the past before this moment happened?
Yes, it worried me a lot knowing that it's in my family. But I just kept putting it in the back of my mind. I really wasn't taking care of myself at all. So, the doctor told me to be aware of it, that I was pre-diabetic. But I just kept putting it off and saying, I'm okay. So.
And then that day came, right?
Yes. When I was first diagnosed, I came in, my blood sugar was 415 and my A1C was 10.8. So I was really scared. When they told me, it was really, really overwhelming. Like, I was terrified. And I was disappointed in myself, and I was angry at myself. Because I have 2 kids that need me, and without me being healthy and able to take care of them, what are they supposed to do? They're still young. So I felt really disappointed in myself, but I was really scared because in my mind I was picturing my grandpa with no legs, my uncle going blind, and them not being able to taste anything. And it started with their toes, and then it went up their leg, and then pretty soon it was above their knee, and they were in wheelchair, homebound all the time. Like, that's what I was picturing. And I was scared. Like, you could see it in my face how scared I was. And I just cried and cried and cried. And I kept going to my parents, and I was like, Mom, I just really need a hug right now. And she just held me, and I cried. And I felt like a little kid again, but it was so comforting to have my mom and dad there supporting me and telling me, you can do this. You can do this. My dad put his in remission, and it's been in remission for like 10 years. He's been doing amazing. So he was like, if I can do it, I know my daughter can do it.
You mentioned too that they were such a huge part of your support.
They were. Without my parents and my family, I think I would have gotten further depressed and probably given up. Like, without my kids telling me, Mom, you're doing so good. I'm proud of you. That is amazing. It feels so good to have your family rooting for you and encouraging you. And then as you start to see your progress and as you start to see things changing, it becomes almost like addicting, to see like.
So let's talk about your progress. So after you found out you were diagnosed,
Yeah.
what is the next thing that you did?
The next thing I did after I was diagnosed, well, I knew how to eat and I knew how I should be eating, so I immediately started doing that. And I started scheduling appointments to see the nutritionist. And, I was supposed to see her quite a few times before that. And I kept putting it off. And I kept putting it off. And it's one of the best things I did was going to see her. Thank you, Gina. And,
And what exactly did you do when you saw her meet?
when I went to see Gina, obviously I was scared. My mom went with me, just to kind of, because I was so overwhelmed and just kind of lost at the time. I asked her to go with me just to kind of make sure that I was picking everything up and that I was hearing things right, just because I was kind of in my own head. So just sitting there listening to her, it was all just clicking and making sense, and I knew that I was on the right path. I was already starting to lose some weight, and I was already starting to kind of feel better. Just those couple of days, of cutting out sugar and watching my carbs and just everything that I'm putting in my body, drinking water, but I still was not educated enough as to like exactly what had, like, I didn't know fruit had carbs. I had no idea. I didn't know it was carbs at all. I just thought it was natural sugar and, it's better for you than refined sugar. So fruit is one thing for me that I absolutely love. So I was just kind of like, oh, okay, well, I'll just eat some fruit, and I had a banana, and I remember my blood sugar spiked. And Gina was like, no, you can't have, any type of sugars right now, natural or other. You need to get your blood sugar normal before you can start introducing that back in. So I was kind of bummed about that, and especially about drinks. Like, drinks was huge for me, and because I was addicted to soda, and not even caffeinated soda. It was more like a mental thing for me. And soda was one thing that I was like really sad I had to cut out. I was drinking like iced tea. I had to cut all that out, everything, just water. And
Hello.
yeah, exactly.
That is like everybody loves their soda, right?
Yes, everyone loves soda.
It's one of the biggest things that you can do to actually bring your blood sugar down very quickly, right?
Yes.
You saw that.
Yes.
You saw your blood sugar going down.
Just from the water intake and cutting out all the sugary drinks, my blood sugar went way down.
Right?
Yeah, I was put on metformin and 2 different insulins, a fast-acting and one that was a long-acting that I took at night. And so I had to take 2 units for every 50 was over 150. So if it was, really high, then I had to make sure that I took the insulin. But if it was like 170, I wouldn't take it. And I would go for a walk instead.
How did it feel when you knew you were prescribed insulin?
Oh my gosh. When they said I had to take insulin, like they gave me insulin in the office. They were like, you need insulin now. And so when they gave it to me, my anxiety level was already so high that the doctor was afraid to even let me go home. He was like, I think you need to go talk to somebody like right now. We'll see if we could bring somebody over. And I just really needed someone from my family. That's who I needed. And I called my sister, and my sister came immediately, and she was by my side. So, if it wasn't for her, I think I would have spiraled really quick because I was pretty hysterical, actually. And it was scary.
But you were also able to get off that. Like, how long
Yes.
did it take you to get off the insulin?
I did get off the insulin. It took me, I think, 2 weeks to get off the fast acting, and then about a month for the long acting. I'm still taking metformin, just because my doctor, Dr. Clark, he suggested that I try and continue to take it. And as harsh as the side effects were, I feel like it has helped me a lot. And I still take it because I feel like I'm doing really well on it. So I hope to get off of it soon. But for now, I think it's helping me more than hurting. So 10.3 was my A1C, and it's now 5.8. So that's
And how
amazing.
does that make you feel?
Oh my gosh. When I knew I was going to get the results, I was really nervous. I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't think it was going to be that good. And Dr. Clark was like, show off. But I was really proud. Like, I was extremely proud. I couldn't wait to go home and tell my parents and my family. Like, I even posted on Facebook. I was just like so proud of myself because it was hard. It was hard work. But I knew I had to do it. So it was worth it. Every uphill climb was worth it. So
And how much weight did you lose?
at my heaviest, I was 332 pounds. And I am now at 275 pounds. So that's 57 pounds altogether. Yeah. A lot of things in my life started to change. My brain fog, for one, lifted a lot. I have other health issues, which can cause the brain fog. But I feel like that was a huge part of it. The way I was eating and what I was putting in my body wasn't giving me what I needed. So I was constantly drained, just so fast. Like, if I took a shower, I was done for the rest of the day. Like that. It was that bad to where, like, I had to make a choice at times, like, fix myself up to go somewhere or take my son to practice, go to my daughter's band thing at school or, take a shower. Like, it was that bad. Like, cooking dinner, the simple things that people take for granted were just not happening for me. And it was depressing. It was really, really upsetting. And I was just watching myself, like, it was like constantly trying to keep your head above water, like you're treading water and you're just taking on more and more weight and it's just pulling you down and you're trying to keep your head above water, but I mean, you can only have so much energy, and it's like you try really hard, but there's times where you just want to give up, and I'm dealing with these other health issues, but that this diabetes diagnosis was like huge weight, and now I feel so much relief. I have the energy to go with my kids and take them here and take them there and enjoy it and not be like, I can't wait to go home and go to sleep. I can't wait to just sit down and relax. Like, I'm like, what else can we do today? We got a couple more hours of daylight. Like, let's go, cruising. Let's go, and my kids are loving it. My kids are so happy. My daughter is just like, Mom, I'm so proud of you. Like, all the time. And, cause she was worried for me. She was really scared, and she would tell me.
Piece of why.
Yeah.
I remember that you definitely talked about your kids a ton.
Yeah.
As far as why you were doing what you needed to do, and
my kids are like, I know everyone loves their children, but my kids they saved me. My kids continue to save me every day, and because I love them, because they love me, and my family's there and they're supportive, they're amazing. But if it wasn't for my kids, I probably would have gave up a long time ago, to be honest with you.
That's huge. We all need our big why. That's your big why.
It really is. My kids are everything to me. And just my confidence has changed a lot too. I was kind of at that point where I was like, whatever, I don't even care. I just kind of threw on whatever and threw my hair back and just kind of like, I'm here. That was my thing. Like, I'm here. I don't really care about the way I look or, anything else. I'm just here, and that's all. I showed up for my kids or whatever the situation was. I'm at least here, But now I'm like late because I'm like, oh my God, my hair. Oh my God, that shirt don't look right. I gotta change it. I feel like myself again. I really have been trying to focus on myself a little bit more, because my kids need me to be happy. So I am definitely trying to focus on myself more. And
would you say it also helped you to become a better mom?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I feel like I am a better mom. Like, my mind is more clear, and I'm not just, because sometimes I felt like I was on autopilot, like I was kind of just going through the motions. And like they would ask me things and I'd just be so tired, and it's just like, yeah, and sometimes I'd be like, why did you do that? And they're like, Mom, you said I could. And I'm like, no, I didn't. And they're like, Mom, yeah, you said we could do that. And I'm like, oh no. And it was just, like I said, I was like on autopilot a lot of the time.
Now you're so much more present.
Oh yeah, I really am more present. Like, I feel like my parents, they were like, the life has come back into your face, like, you can just see it, and the change, from where I was and where I am now. My dad's like, you're my daughter again. Like, we missed you, I missed myself, and
That's so awesome. You said to me, and I always write down motivations, and I'm always, you said, I want to know how it feels to feel good again. That is one of the first things that you said to me.
Yeah.
And it was so like, we got to get you to feel good again.
Yeah.
Right? So you got it back.
Yeah, I did. Like I said, I'm still working on a lot. I'm still working on it. It's a constant, it's a lifestyle change and not, a temporary thing. Because I need to continue to maintain it. I can't get comfortable, and be like, oh, I've lost this much weight and I've come this far, so I can slack off, I have bad days. I do. I have days where, I'm like, I should have ate that. I shouldn't have ate that. Or I should have made a better choice, but I'm a person, and I make mistakes sometimes, but there's always, the next day, or even the next moment.
Balance, right? You want to make sure that you're not feeling deprived in the process.
100%. You gotta live.
Do you feel deprived?
No, I don't feel deprived at all. I don't. I did in the beginning, because like I said, I love fruit. I so felt deprived, and I was kind of like, I just want this to be over. I just want to get to the end already. Like, I just want this to be over. And I was telling my mom, and she was like, I know, babe, I know. She's like, but you have to put in the work, you have to put in the work, and, you'll feel better about it. And if you just jump to the end, then you didn't learn anything, And a wise woman, my mother, she's,
You did put in the work.
Yeah.
And was it as hard as you thought later? Well, obviously in the beginning, anything new is like, oh.
Right. It was scary, but no, it's not as bad as I thought. I thought, like, I'm gonna have to eat like lettuce and drink just water, and I'm not ever gonna be able to enjoy anything. But no, it's not like that at all. It's moderation and choices, and honestly, your taste buds change. And like, some of my favorite restaurants, I don't even like the food anymore. It's just so salty and greasy, and I'm just like, I used to love this, like, ooh. And my dad's like, I told you it was nasty. But, you know, your taste buds change and you kind of start to crave what you need. And so when you make choices, it's not as hard. Like you're automatically just kind of making the choices instead of like, oh no, I can't eat that and I can't have that. And it's more like, oh, that looks good, you know, kind of thing. And you learn how to eat out and you learn how to eat at parties. And, you know, even if you have to take your own food sometimes, you know, like family's going to have the, you know, the stuff that they always have, torts and beans and, you know, all the good rice, like everything. You can take your own food. It's not, I mean, it's not an offensive thing. It's more like I just have to take care of me. So, you know, I'm going to bring my own food, whatever it may be. I've done it. It's not, you know, it's not a bad thing. So, last words of advice for someone going through being diagnosed with diabetes, I would just say be kind to yourself. Yeah, be kind to yourself because you're going to be going through a lot of different emotions, a lot of different changes, and it can be overwhelming. But just understand, you know, that there's going to be mistakes made and there's going to be hard times, but it will get better. And only time will do that. So just give yourself time and, you know, be patient and be kind to yourself.